So here we are, it's a gorgeous day in October, but knowing that, it's not gonna last for long. So Charlotte and I are over here, we're working on putting together a free sheep shelter. Now you can build one too. We're gonna build this out of pallets and some 5x5 beams, and it's super easy to do. We just screwed 2 pallets together and then a 2x4 on the bottom, and I'll show you how to attach these in a second here. And it's a really easy, quick and simple. Within an hour you can have this thing up. It takes longer to get the materials than it does to actually put this together. Here we're going to use, this is a 5x5 beam. We got this from a local rail yard. It's kind of an oddball measurement. It's 5x5 and the length is 10'8". Super weird measurement, but that's what we got for free, so that's what we're going to work with. We got I think, what is there, like 7 or 8 pallets we're going to use in the build here. We got these free from the place I work, but you can find these lots at big box stores, hardware stores, things like that. They usually got them given away or very, very cheap. But these ones were free, so that's a win. There's also going to be a few other little odds and ends that we're going to use today that, although not free, they're left over from other projects. So really they're just sitting there doing nothing, so very, very minimal cost. Now an example of that would be the tin for the roof for this project. So as you know, we built a shop and we've built a house, and so there's always a few little odds and ends when you do a major infrastructure project. There's a contingency you build in, and sometimes you're left with a few little just kind of scrap pieces or whatever, but you want to save it because you never know when it might come in useful. This is a perfect example of where it's going to come in useful. So those 5x5 beams, I was really hoping they would be 12 feet long and I could just screw 3 pallets wide together and that was going to be a wall. Unfortunately they're not, they're 10'8", so what I'm going to do is take a recip saw, cut this pallet in half, and then make it 10 feet. But that's fine, it's going to work out pretty good. So it'll be 10x8. There'll be lots of room for the sheep to snuggle in and keep warm this winter. So as it seems to do every single day, it got a little bit too windy to continue filming yesterday, and it's still too windy today, but I'm hiding behind the sea can right now. But you can see we got 3 walls standing up. So I had Carmen help me to get the walls up because, well, I can lift 1 pallet, maybe 2 pallets. 3 pallets for the back wall, that gets a little bit hard to negotiate. And then so she was able to hold it up while I screwed it into the main beam. So then today, probably later today, actually, we're going to finish off and put the roof trusses on. It totally depends on the wind whether or not we're actually going to attach the tin to the roof, because that's something you need a real calm day for. But for now, I think we're going to head down and get us a load of peat moss for our garden. Well, let me tell you, today has been a wild day. The wind has been relentless, like absolutely relentless. But we did manage to get, as you can see behind the garden shed there, we got a load of peat moss drug in from a local peat bog. And we got hauled in with the grain truck. The grain truck had no brakes, so that was an adventure in and of itself. But we did get that load there, and then went to get a second load and blew a hydraulic hose on the tractor, so that project came to a very swift end. Anyways, went over to brother and sister-in-law's and did a crib switch, actually. So Charlotte was pretty excited about it. She's been just like picking paint and chewing paint off the side of her crib, and of course that's not good. But one of my nieces, she's kind of outgrowing her crib and now is getting into like a single bed. So we did the old switch here, and I'll just throw in some footage of how excited Charlotte was to check out the new crib. So anyways, we just got home from actually a bunch of kids' pictures with a local photographer, and I'm gonna just feed the chickens and the pigs and get everybody tucked in for the night. And then I'm gonna have a well-deserved cup of tea. Never did actually finish the low cost, no cost sheep shelter. We'll finish that one another day, but that's okay. I mean, that's what happens with these projects. Sometimes they just run for, you know, schedules kind of go out the window. That's what happens. Well, I just got all the feed mixed up for tomorrow, so that's the chickens and the pigs. I'm increasing the pig ration from 1 5-gallon pail of feed twice a day to 2 5-gallon pails of feed twice a day. They're just, I don't know, they're not gaining weight the way I thought they would. And I know since we moved them to the garden, there's no bulk feeder. There's a bulk feeder in the actual pig pen. And so they can just go there and eat as they wish. Whereas in the garden, we're actually packing them feed, you know, morning and night before we go to work, and then when we get home in the evening. And there's really no, like, throughout the day as they get peckish or whatever, that they can go and snack on. It's just for them to go and basically pick weeds out of the garden, which there's probably not a lot of fattening content in you know, garden waste. So gonna start increasing that ration, and then they're probably only gonna be in the garden for a couple more weeks anyways until they go back to the pig pen, and they'll have access to that bulk feeder, and hopefully we see some more gains on the pigs. But I mean, you know, we're new to pigs, so I'm really not sure even how much they're supposed to eat at different ages, at different weights. So if you have a super cool, like, smart chart that kind of outlines that for us, we'd love it if you could throw it in the comment section or provide a link or something like that to help us, because I mean, yeah, we're outside our comfort zone on this one. We're learning as we go. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit dark out here, and I'm done all the chores for the evening, so I'm gonna head inside and make myself a cup of tea here. When I was swinging by Carmen's truck earlier today, I did happen to notice she stashed some maple cream biscuits in the passenger side of her truck. So I'm laying claim to those, and I'm gonna have those with my tea. So honey, if you're watching this, I found your stash. For the rest of you, I hope you're having a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.